Hello friends, in this lecture we will see one of the numerical problems on transportation method. So I have told you what is transportation method and it has got 5 different types of different classifications, you can say row minima, column minima, northwest corner, least cost method and the method of Vogel approximation or penalty cost method. So I have told you that out of these 5 you can apply any one according to the question. Okay, so whichever solution is feasible, okay, you can go for the optimality test. Okay, so the process was quite lengthy, but we will see here one of the question it has been asked in GATE 2017 mechanical engineering. The question was asked in GATE 17 second shift for 2 marks. Okay, so some of the students may think that the optimality test, okay, first obtaining the basic feasible solution, then performing the optimality test, it is quite lengthy. But in GATE examination you can see that I have written, okay, so basically they have asked to find the first the basic feasible solution and then perform the optimality test. Okay, so we will read the question. Okay, we will read the question. It says that a product made in 2 factories. Okay, we have got 2 factories, factory P and factory Q. You can see we have got factory P and factory Q, and it is transported to 2 destinations. There is 2 destination or supply points, you can say. The destinations are R and S. It is saying the destination is R and S, and the per unit cost of the transportation, from factory to destination are as per the following matrix. So a cost cell matrix has been given. Okay, we have already seen that in case of transportation method or assignment method, a cost cell matrix will be given and the numbers written inside this will represent the cost per unit. Okay, so this 10 represents the cost of bringing one item from factory Q to destination R. This 7 represents the cost of bringing one item from factory Q to S, and similarly 3 from Q to R, and this 4 from Q to S. Okay, it says that the factory P produces 7 units and Q produces 9 units. Okay, so basically the supply is given that factory P can supply 7 units and Q can supply 9 units, and each destination require 8 units. So it is saying that each of the destination demand is 8 units. So if northwest corner rule provides the total transportation cost, okay, so we have to provide the northwest corner rule. Okay, we know what is northwest corner rule and how to apply it. So if you are applying northwest corner rule, then the total transportation cost you should assume is at X, and the optimized, okay, you can see optimized and the bracket the minimum. Okay, the optimization cost, we are talking about cost, so it will be the minimum and optimal. Optimized total transportation cost as Y, then you have to find the value of X minus Y. Okay, so first you have to apply the northwest corner rule, then check whether it is feasible or not, then you have to apply the optimality test, okay, using Modi method or UB method. So we will apply those. Okay, so first we will apply the northwest corner rule. So before applying that, we have to write the demand and supply. Okay, so here we will write supply. It is saying that a factory P is supplying how many units? 7, and here 9. And the demand of each destination is 8 units. So first we will check whether it is balanced or not. 7, 9, 16 and 8 and 8, 16. So we can say that it is a balanced transportation problem. It is a balanced transportation problem. So we will not apply any dummy row or dummy column. Okay, so we will apply the northwest corner rule because the question is saying apply northwest corner rule. Okay, so how to apply it? We have to move in north and west. Okay, so the northwest will be in this direction. Okay, so we have to provide the units first. we have to first provide the units to those costs which are present in the northwest of the cost cell matrix. So look here, this is the north and this is the west, so this 10 is present in the northwest. Okay, so we will supply, okay, the units to this cost cell matrix. So it requires 8, but the factory P can supply only 7, so we will supply 7 units. So here we will be left with one demand and here it is 0, so it won't get anything. Okay, the factory won't supply S anything because the supply is 0. Now the northwest is 3, the demand is 1, we have to supply 1, and remaining here it will be 8. Now it requires 8 and we have 8 with us, so we have each and every supply and demand has been fulfilled. Okay, supply and demand should not remain in the last, so each and every demand and supply has been fulfilled. You can see everything is 0, so we will calculate the total transportation cost, and it is saying that assume is at x. So the cost of 1 unit is 10, so cost of 7 unit is 10 into 7, plus here the cost of 1 unit is 3 rupees, so only 1 unit is supplied, so 3 into 1 plus 4 into 8, so it is going to be 70 plus 32 plus 3 35, 70 plus 35, it is rupees 105. Okay, so 105 the total transportation cost. Now we have to perform the optimality test. So to perform the optimality test, first we have to see that whether the solution is feasible or not. So for feasible solution we can write, for basic feasible solution, m plus n minus 1 must be equals to the number of allocations, 1, 2 and 3. 3 allocations are there. Okay, 3 allocations are there. M is number of supply is 2, number of demand is 2, minus 1, so 4 minus 1 3, so it is equal. So this solution is the basic feasible solution, we can say. Okay, you can see m plus n minus 1 equals to number of allocations. Okay, so the solution is basic feasible solution, and the solution must be independent. They should not form any closed loop. You can see it is not forming any closed loop. Okay, it is not forming any closed loop. So we will go for the optimality test. So we can go for the optimality test. So here we will write perform optimality test. Okay, the method was Modi method or UV method. So what we have to do, first step was to write all the cost which are allocated with units. Okay, so these 3 are the cost which have been provided with some of the units. Okay, so our cost cell matrix is like this. Okay, our cost cell matrix is like this. So we have to write U1, U2, V1 and V2. Okay, assign U and V matrix. Okay, so we will form the equation. The first one is U1 plus V1 is 10. U1 plus V1 is 10. The second is U2 plus V1. U2 plus V1 is 3. And the third one is U2 plus V2. U2 plus V2 is 4. So 3 equations. Okay, 3 equations. And how many unknowns? 4 unknowns. So what we have to do? We have to assume V1 as 0. You can assume any quantity as 0. Okay, you can assume U1 as 0. You can assume V2 as 0. You can assume U2 as 0. So this is 0. Then U1 is going to be 10. You can see U1 is 10. Now here V1 is 0 again. So U2 is 3. U2 is 3. So V2 is 1. So we have got the UI and Vj matrix. Now the second step says that now calculate the UI and Vj matrix for the unallocated cell. Okay, now we will calculate the UI and Vj matrix for the unallocated cell. So U1 plus V2, it is going to be 10 plus 1, it is going to be 11. Okay, it is going to be 11. So we have applied the UI plus Vj matrix for the unallocated cell. Now the third point says subtract the ui plus vj matrix. Okay, the third step, what we have to do, we have to subtract the ui plus vj matrix, okay, from the original cost cell matrix. So original cost cell, you can see here it is 7, so 7 minus 11 we have to do. Okay, C12 minus this ui plus vj matrix, so you are getting 7 minus 11, that is 4. Okay, since we have got minus, it means that this is not the optimal solution. Okay, and this minus is our identified cell. Okay, this is our identified cell. Okay, this is our identified cell. So what we have to do, it means that here some allocations are required. Okay, if you are going to provide 1 unit, then your cost is going to decrease by 4 rupees. Okay, this minus 4 means if you are going to provide 1 unit here, then your cost is going to be decreased by 4 rupees. Okay, if you are going to provide 2 units, then your cost is going to decrease by 4 into 2, 8 rupees. So we will provide here some units. So how to provide the allocations? Starting from the identified cell. Okay, be careful. Starting from the identified cell with positive sign. Why positive sign? Because here we have to provide some of the units. So we have to provide some units. It means we have to put the positive sign. So starting from the identified cell, form a closed loop with alternate sign. Starting from the identified cell with positive sign. This is the identified cell. Okay, this is the identified cell. So starting from the identified cell with positive sign, form a closed loop. Okay, in such a way that at each of the corner point there must be some allocation. Look here, this is the corner, allocation is there. This is the corner, allocation is there. This is the corner, allocation is there. So with alternate sign. So positive, negative, positive and negative. Okay. So now we will provide the units. So we will take the units where negative sign is there. So we have got 2 negative sign. So always try to take the units where there is least allocation. So out of 7 and 8, 7 is least. So we will take from 7. So here we will take from 7. So it is going to be minus 7. It is going to be plus 7. It is going to be minus 7. And it is going to be plus 7. Okay. So now the fifth step says that now write all the calculated costs. So 10 here, plus 7 and minus 7, no allocation. Here 7, so plus 7, we have allocated 7 units here. Here 3, plus 1 and plus 7. Now the number is changed to 8, and here 4, plus 8 and minus 7, so it is only 1. So now total cost. Okay, we will calculate the total cost. So now it is 7 into 7 plus 3 into 8 plus 4 into 1. So it is going to be rupees, just calculate it. It is going to be rupees 3 into 8, 7 into 7, 4 into 1. So it is going to be rupees 77. Okay, now the question is that whether it is optimal. Okay, so you have to again perform the optimality test. You have to calculate the UI and VJ matrix. Now your original cost cell matrix is this one. Okay, your original cost cell matrix is now this one. So calculate the U1, U2, V1, V2 and calculate this U1, UI plus VJ matrix for this unallocated cell and find the identified cell. If the identified cell is positive, then this is your optimal solution. So your work is to calculate the optimality test for this matrix. Okay, we have reached the answer. This is the optimal solution. Okay, you can perform and check. So this is y. The question says that assume it is a y, and now find x minus y. So we can do x minus y. This is 105 minus 77. So it is going to be rupees 28. This 28 is our answer. So you can see that we have applied the different methods. Okay, in one of the method we have seen the Vogel approximation method in our theory class, and the question in GATE has been asked on northwest corner rule and then perform the optimality check. So everything is known to you. Just go and revise these things. Okay, just go and revise these things, because The steps are easy, but it is lengthy. Okay, whenever there is two negative sign, okay, you have to take from the negative sign. So take where there is least allocation. So 7 and 8, out of 7 and 8, 7 is less, so we will take from the 7. Okay, so just do it like this. So the answer is x minus y, that is 105 minus 77 is 28. This is the answer, and you will get the 2 mark. Okay, so just go and practice it. Thank you.